we can have access to this later on. Okay, let me share the link with us in the chat to the SwiftXR homepage so we can just, go there as well. So, hi everyone, good afternoon once again. I just want to take us through, the SwiftXR platform itself and what exactly is SwiftXR before we get started. It's just a very easy way to create AR experiences for now on the web. Generally, when you want to like build AR for the web, you would have to like go through, writing JavaScript code and doing so many things before you kind of like publish it on the web, right? But with SwiftXR, you don't necessarily have to do all that. SwiftXR does all that for you. And all you have to do is just bring in your 3D models and create like your configurations and all within the platform. And with one click, you can easily deploy that site and, share it with people already and they can access it via the web. So I've shared the link with us already. And please, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask as we go on. If you find anything a little confusing. So here's the homepage and let's just get started. Let me just hit that. So clicking on get started will take us to like the project hub itself where you can like create your project and from here you should be good to go. And okay, so let's see. Let's create a new project and let's just get started from there. And also you can install the SwiftXR as a Chrome extension, like on your PC, whereby you don't necessarily have to like go to the website all the time. You can just launch it directly from your PC by just installing it as an app. And that way, you can just have it as a Chrome extension like this on your PC. So you don't necessarily have to like, have it on your web browser as well. So there is that you can also use, but let's just go ahead with the, online web page here. And here's the hub itself. So the hub houses a list of all your projects. It also houses, a link tab where you can like click on to learn more about the tool. But that is still currently being updated. And let's just create a new project. So we have a couple of templates here that can help you get started with what you want to do. And there are like 3 definitive templates here. The very first one is like a quick product demo template. And like I said earlier, SwiftXR is a platform that just allows you to, create your AR projects easily. So the templates are a very, very good way to start. The quick product demo basically just demos like a 3D model, a product that you can just share with your clients. Depending on what you're doing, you can, share with your team members as well. And also, let's just start with the quick product demo here. Sorry. And let's give this a name. So we could say product test. And we could give this a description as well. So this would be included in the metadata of your project link. So we could say this is a quick product demo used for test purposes. And here you have the option to either initialize your project with SwiftXR's default assets or not initialize it with them. So basically, I would advise you just check this. So you kind of have like 3D models that you can play around with within the editor. So let's create our project. And this may take a little while, depending on like your internet connectivity, but it shouldn't take too long. So here is the SwiftXR editor itself, and we will just be going through from the left side here down to the right side here, and just quickly familiarize ourselves with the interface. And over at the left here, we have the layers tab and the page settings. So first things first, the page settings just provides you with the details of what you just put in earlier, like the page name itself, that's your product, your project name, and the page description. Like I explained before, it is the metadata that comes along with the URL link. So when you share it with people, you can kind of like see the description of that web page via what you put here. And you can see here that at the top here, we have this project name already selected, already showing up here. That's the product test. And with the page icon, you can switch the icon itself, the icon that would be, popping up on your web browser here. So you can put a link to your PNG here, and that should be good to go. And for the layers basically is where you have all the objects, all the components that you are going to have in your workspace. So that takes us to our workspace itself. So let me just open up this layers here, and you can see how they all have a parent-child relationship. So the parent-child relationship basically is where you have different components, attached as children objects of another component. And the parent component, controls, whatever happens to the child object as well. So something like that. And let's look at our workspace here. With this little slider here, you can zoom in and out of your workspace, right? And with our quick product demo here, we have this text cell here, which houses the name of, our product here, robotic arm, which is this text object we have here. So if I uncheck this now, we are unable to see that here again. So same thing goes for this. And with this, we have a model viewer component, which allows you to kind of like view 3D models. And also with this little button here, you can view it in AR. So then we have a final text component here that, gives more explanation to the product being demoed. And that's basically the workspace. So the workspace is where, you get to edit all the different, settings you have for your project. And the next thing would be the design components tab itself. So with the design components tab, it gives you access to all the different components needed for, in your project currently. So we have a couple of them. We have like columns, we have text, you can add links, images, videos, and, use the map component as well. Then we have the 3D part, which has model viewer, AR model viewer, and indexable model viewer. So we'll quickly go through the three different types quickly. So model viewer just allows you to view your 3D models on the web, while AR model viewer has an extra option that allows you to view that 3D model, not just on the web alone, but also in AR. An indexable model viewer allows you to index a couple of models in one place. So you can have a couple of about 3-4 models in just one cell. And you can always change the model that gets, shown based on like the index itself. So we also have like an artwork viewer component and an NFT viewer component here. We would go into that a little, a little bit. So that's our design components. And we have the asset manager here. We also have a slider here that allows you to kind of like zoom in and zoom out to see all your assets. So the assets here are the default assets that were generated, when we created this project. And you can see we have the robotic arm, we have the we have this other GLB files here, which are like 3D models. So that begs the question, what type of 3D models are suitable for the SwiftXR platform? SwiftXR accepts FBX models, GLB models, GLTF models, USDZ models as well, like so many models. But generally, the 3D models that are very much, compatible with the web are GLB, GLTF models, and USDZ models as well. So it's always advisable you make use of models that are in that format. But we also have the what's it called? The model conversion engine here on the SwiftXR platform that converts your models to GLB already. So this kind of like helps as well for optimization. And over here in the right side here, we have the inspector tab and the configurator tab. So the inspector tab allows you to edit the various CSS elements of your, cells and components in your workspace. And the configurator allows you to edit specific properties of each component that you have. So quickly, let's look at the tools up here. So we have the devices here where you can switch between desktop view and mobile view. So you can see this is mobile view and you can switch to desktop view. So just to see how, the project will look like on both mobile and desktop. And also we have like the light mode and the dark mode, depending on what you prefer. And following that, we have like the controls here as well for your workspace. So the very first one is the toggle border visibility option, which just removes the visibility of the borders in your workspace. And you can just toggle that back on. Then you can use the canvas panning to pan around in your, scene. Although there is a little bug with this, which I believe will be updated soon enough. Then you can fit your canvas to page. That's basically just, fitting it to your workspace here. And you can preview your page and see how it would look like actually on when it is deployed. Then also we have the enter full screen mode, which kind of like just zooms in on the platform itself and allows you to take, advantage of your entire screen. So you work on the SwiftXR platform and you can just hit escape to, come back to the default mode here. Then you can undo your changes and redo changes as well. Then you can delete elements selected from your canvas using the delete button. And finally, you can clear the canvas using this clear the document button here as well. So do we have any questions so far? Just to be sure you are still with me.
Not yet.
All right, then awesome. Thank you very much. I noticed TJ got out of the call. I hope there isn't any issue.
Me of that maybe his battery is low, but you will need the recorded version.
All right, then no problem. Thank you. So we also have the export option here where you can, look at the JSON components of your project. Then you can also view the source code and export this project as a zip folder. And if you're familiar with HTML and CSS, you can always, edit more here. And finally, you can publish your project as well. So deploying your project is making that project live, basically, and you can share that link with people to, view your project. So if I hit publish here, we have a couple of options here. So first things first, we have the site name itself. Then this will just be the name of your project, and you can see the site URL here, which is https product.swiftxr.app. Then we also have some compression settings here. So we have model compression, which I talked about earlier. So it helps like reduce the size of your 3D model. Then also we have image compression for your textures embedded in your 3D models. And you can just leave that as default. And to deploy this, we can just hit deploy site and it should start, uploading the files.
Hey, you.
Hello? You were saying something?
Yeah, I heard them.
Okay, so our files are almost done uploading. And there we go. I think it's almost done. Okay, so our site has been deployed successfully, and you can just hit confirm to, let's open up our app. And this is what it looks like on the web right now. And this is a deployed site that you can share with anyone to, view. And also I can just drop a link to this in the chat. And you can view that project anywhere, and this is what it would look like. So this gives an idea of what you can do with this already. So you could use this to, like, you can share with clients. Let's say you're working on let's say a building. Let's say an architect is working on a building, and you have the 3D model already. What you can just do is you can deploy your site, just dragging your 3D model into the SwiftXR platform, deploy your site, and that person can view it on the web, and also view it in AR and how it would look like. Currently, I'm on the PC, and you can't view in AR via PC, but if you're on the mobile, if you're on a mobile device, you can always view this in AR, as you would see the view in AR button here. But since we're on PC, we can barely see that. But I might try to maybe, you can just test it out on your mobile phone, and you will be able to view it in AR. So now that we have this, we can now make custom adjustments to this particular templates that we have here. First thing we can do is we can change the model here that we have. So to do that, let's select this model viewer component itself and go over to the configurator. And in the configurator here, you can see that we have various options here that we can make use of. So we have, you can change the 3D model you have here. So first things first, I can just drag in one of the default SwiftXR models into this place, and it changes the model we have here. And you can see this is the ball. I can drag in the box as well, and it changes the model I have here. And there are a couple of settings we can do here as well. We can add a title for this, the ID, and the alternative text as well. Then for Apple devices, you can auto generate USDZ files. Then if your 3D model has animation, you can enable animation for that, and select the animation. But currently this 3D model doesn't have any animation at all, so you wouldn't see that. And also you can select the AR detection mode. So let's say, for example, the 3D model you're working on is like an artwork that would be placed on the wall, right? So if you switch the AR detection mode from floor to wall, you should be able to, when you deploy this project, you would see it, placed on the wall object itself. And you can set the size control for your AR objects as well when you're viewing it in AR. So what this basically means is when you view your product in AR, you can zoom, increase and reduce the size of that 3D model if this is set to adjustable. But if it's set to fixed size, you can only, the size you have when you deployed it is what would be there. And you have shadow strength as well, which kind of like increases the shadow of, the object itself. And when you reduce this, it also, reduces the shadow strength. And you have just basic more properties and settings that you can adjust here as well. And now we can look at another template as well, because it's really, really easy to work with the template, and we have so much more templates coming soon. So You might ask, what use case can we, can we kind of like make use of this for? Currently, let me go to my portfolio website here. I have a Ready Player Me avatar of myself deployed on my website using SwiftXR. So you see this model I have here on my website right now is currently hosted on the SwiftXR platform. So what I have here is getting a link like this from the SwiftXR platform that I just added to my website here as well. So that's one way to use it. And also, there are a couple of use cases for it as well. Let's say you want to have like an interactive website. Let's say instead of having just this, instead of having like a robotic arm here, you could say, let's create like a 3D model, a 3D interactive website for animals, right? So you could say, let's go over to Sketchfab. So we have a Sketchfab integration coming soon, whereby you can just, add Sketchfab models to the platform directly from SwiftXR without having to go to Sketchfab. But let's say I search for, let's see, cat. Let me look for a cat 3D model here. And this is, okay, it was taking a little while. I could just look for a free cat 3D model here. And it really is taking time to load. A couple of these ones are paid. I'm looking for something free that we can use. It is taking a little while. Probably my internet. It is taking a really, really, really long time to load. So sorry about that. So let's see what file options are available for us. So we can download the FBX file and use the FBX file actually. So that's starting to download, but I think it's going to take a really, really long time with what I'm seeing here. Okay, that's going to take so long because it really is heavy. It really is heavy. Let me look for something much more lower than that. Okay, this is perfect. This is even a GLB file. And it's quite smaller, so that should download soon enough. So here we go. So here's the 3D model here. And you can see that when I over, it becomes like red, and I can zoom in as well. So if I go back to the editor here, we can, change some of this via our inspector tab here. So we can go over to the decoration here and change the background color to something different from what we added before. And you can add a border radius to your, cell here. So these are just different CSS, properties that you can change for the object itself. And also, we have some states here as well that you can make use of. So when you on the over state right now, we could change the background as well. So let's go over to decorations and say, when we over, let's switch this to like a green. When we over, so if I over on this right now, you can see how it switches to a green. So you can do something like that. Then maybe go over to click, and when you click as well, you could switch this over to, let's say, darker green. So if I over and I click, you can see how it changes. So these are some ways you can, edit your components. And let me just, I have that downloaded now, and let me just try to import it into the SwiftXR platform. Okay, so to import a 3D model, all you have to do is go over to the asset manager and hit import, and it should bring out an object for you here, folder here, and let's go over to downloads, and let's go to compressed, and I just downloaded that sleeping cat. Okay, there we go, and I can import this in, and now we have the sleeping cat. So I can click on my model viewer here, go over to configurator and switch the GLB from SwiftXR box to sleeping cat. And there we go. So now we have this sleeping cat model here. So now that you have something like this, you could, switch this to, let's say, sleeping cat. And now you could have like, let's say, a description of what, a cat could be or something. Then if you have it here, you can, create more things like this as well. So let's say you want to create, something like this for, let's say, another class. You could just, drag in just the same way we have this here. You could just copy this, and you could just select all this, and right now this could be done this way, or you could undo the changes you made, and let's select them one after the other as well, or select the entire row, duplicate this, and now we have like this other one here, and you can see the idea here, whereby when you have the sleeping cat, you could just scroll down as well and have another object here, and change the properties as well. And with this, you can maybe create like an A to Z of animals, an interactive website with like A to Z of animals, for example. And if I hit publish right now, I can just update the current site, and it still uses that same link as well. And this takes a little while. So this is probably just my internet. Let me try once again. So do we have any questions so far? Any questions at all? Please feel free to ask. Sorry? Hello?
You.
I was asking, do you have any questions so far?
No. I just know you download the file we use is GLB file. Right?
Yes.
At least if I want to download now from Sketchfab, I should download GLB, or if I download FBS, I have to convert to GLB.
If you download FBX files work as well, but it's always, advisable to, make use of GLB files, as that's like the most optimized 3D file format for the web.
Okay.
So it's currently still uploading the files. And this is just my own internet being not so good. And good, our site has been deployed successfully, and still that same one, and you can see it how it kind of like looks like on the web this time around, and we're able to now, deploy that same, using that same link as well, and we can constantly update it. And this is just my internet really being bad. And you can see how we can create, an interactive website here with this, and we didn't have to do much at all. It was basically just drag and drop, and all I did here was select this entire row here and duplicate it. Basically, that was all I did. And it's still currently loading that, and let's see. Awesome. So now we have this here, and you can see how you're able to, play around with these colors here, and we can still do the same here as well. And if this was on mobile already, so you can test this out on mobile. If this was on mobile, you would be able to, view the objects in AR. So you can try the link out. So this is one way you can, apply this, use the SwiftXR platform. And to go back to our home page, let's click on the SwiftXR icon here, and let's go back here, and it just shows us our project, the size of our project, and our deploy status. And we can create a new project here, maybe using the artwork AR component here, and let's see, artwork AR, and hit create. So this time around, you can use this particular template to use this particular template for, let's say, art showcase. Let's say you have people create digital art and they want to kind of like share it online in a much more immersive manner. So instead of them just sharing a picture of that art, they could create a little page like this, where you have like the title of the art. You could put in the details on the canvas itself, like details of the artwork itself. Then just almost the same thing as that product demo, but this time around, you can see that instead of having a 3D model here, we actually have like an artwork here. And if we select this model viewer component and go over to the configurator, and if we select this, we should switch the AR detection mode to wall. So that way we're able to place this on a wall, actually. Then after this, and you can just play around with the values, all the values here. That's open. Your creativity can, go really, really wild there. And one other thing we can do here is from the configurator, let's see, we can change this object here as well. We can really change this object here as well. And this image component here is what drives the image on our, artwork right now. So we could, let me see if I can find an image on my desktop that we can use. So I'm bringing in an image. Let me import that image as well. So I do have this image here that we can use. So I have this image here that we can use, and we can just switch this source image. Right. And let's just go back 2 steps here. Cool. So now that's really strange. Coming. Okay, so this is really, really, really strange. Let me drag in the artwork viewer itself instead of the model viewer. Let me see. Exactly. So this is what it should look like. Exactly. So now we have this here, and you can see here that we're able to, update this and also view it in AR. So this component here was not updated yet. That's something we should look at. So ideally, let me just delete this, and I can just delete this entire thing. And good, we're back to where we're supposed to be. So now you can see that we have this in a 3D form here as well. And with this, the artwork viewer component here, we can play around with the values as well. Let's set the AR detection mode here, set to wall already, and we are good to go. Then you can change all the, properties as well. And these are some of the things you can currently do on the SwiftXR platform. And if you're into NFTs and want to view your NFTs in AR like this as well, you can use the NFT viewer component, right? And you'd have to, connect to your MetaMask wallet, as that's what is currently supported. And let me just drag this outside here. Oh, sorry about that. So let me just quickly log in. So we could select an NFT. So I currently have a couple of NFTs here that I can use. So if I select this particular NFT and click confirm, you can see here that it loads that particular object, the NFT I have here, as an image here that people can also view. And if I select NFT once more, I could change that NFT as well. Okay, so that's basically an overview of, the SwiftXR platform itself. And if there are any other questions, please feel free to ask them, and I would, be happy to answer you. And we can also hit publish and deploy our page here. And that's my internet acting up once more. And we're almost done. And there we go. And that's really, really strange. Let's click on open link once more, and might take a little while, but there we go. We have our projects loaded and waiting for the second one as well. This is the NFT one, and waiting for the other 3D model to load. It's just my internet that has been a little bit bad. But yeah, you can see the possibilities of what you can do using the SwiftXR platform. And with that, yeah, there we go. So we're able to do this as well. And you can view this in AR as well. So with that, that comes to the end of, today's demo. If there's anything you want me to, answer, please feel free to ask.
Yes, nice. It's nice. Yes, you can see. But I want to ask something. This SwiftXR now, is it possible for someone to use all this, create all this Tryon app on it?
To create all this what?
Tryon app with it.
So for try-ons, it's something we are steadily working on, but not yet.
That's good. Or which again, which kind of app can one use for this for Tryon app?
Sorry?
As in, which software or web can you advise someone to use for Tryon app?
There are very few web tools for you to try that, but you can try out Niantic's 8-Wall, or which will require you to do a lot of coding. You can also try out the likes of Lens Studio and the social AR platforms as well.
Is it Niantic? I don't know what you call it.
Check out Niantic's light shape 8-Wall. Sorry.
Can you please help me type in chat first? Hello, boss. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I dropped it in the chat already.
Nice.